Thank you, Tony. And state and local officials are out in full swing today preparing for this weekend storm.
And RIDOT and National Grid crews have been working around the clock making preparations to keep Rhode Islanders safe once the storm hits.
Eyewitness News reporter Kate Walsh is live outside National Grid with what officials want you to know to be prepared for this approaching storm. Kate?
Well, Mike and Shannon, agencies said they are ready and really grateful that the storm is hitting on a long weekend, so not as many people will be out rushing to work or school during the peak hours of the storm and even into Monday when they're cleaning up. The message is clear across state agencies, from Providence Emergency Management.
We're ready for this. We've done it before.
To Rhode Island Department of Transportation.
Ready to roll.
To National Grid.
We'll have, with our crews and external crews, over 200 line crews, electric line crews, 80 tree crews, and then hundreds of other individuals.
National Grid of Rhode Island President Tim Horan said their storm preparations focus specifically on logistics. If there are outages, the goal is to have power back on within 72 hours and for customers to know they're working on repairs, even if there isn't a grid truck on their road.
The way our lines work, it may be they're working in Richmond and it's Hopkinton where the power is going to come back on.
RIDOT will have the roads covered, quite literally, with salt, lots of it. You're looking at 10,000 tons of salt in just the reserve pile in Warwick. Just before the storm arrives, crews will be out in full force pre-treating the roads and then continuously plowing and salting them to prevent ice from forming. The message to drivers:
If you don't need to be out on a road during a storm, don't be.
We caught up with some people heeding that warning.
Hunkering down for the weekend, the whole weekend, so gonna cook.
Buying the essentials ahead of time.
Pot roast and soups and things that warm your heart a little bit.
And at 6, we'll tell you why this storm could be especially troublesome for some crews. Live in Providence, I'm Kate Walsh, Eyewitness News.
Thank you, Tony. And tonight, both RIDOT and National Grid say people will need to show patience as they respond to the storm.
Eyewitness News reporter Kate Walsh continues our pinpoint weather team coverage now, live from Providence. Kate?
Well, we're live outside National Grid here in Providence, where we were briefed this afternoon on how they're preparing for the storm. And while many agencies are ready, they say this storm could be especially challenging. A long weekend for students and many workers will be a very long weekend for agencies working to keep you safe in the first significant storm of the season. It's not just snow in the forecast, but rain and melting snow turning into ice when the temperatures drop rapidly.
When snow falls, we can just push that off and we treat, and then we can go home. With something like this, it'll require us to be on much longer.
The Rhode Island Department of Transportation asks everyone who can to stay off the roads during the storm. They will be carving into this 10,000-ton salt pile and many others to pre-treat the roads just ahead of snowfall.
There are agents that we could put out that actually have a lower freeze point, or it lowers the temperature that salt can be effective at.
National Grid is getting help from out-of-state crews ready to respond to power outages.
It's really going to be when that rain ice line hits us and where it hits us. That's our biggest concern.
He added the goal is to have power restored within 72 hours, but that could be delayed if wind, bitter cold, or ice make unsafe environments for workers to repair the lines. We will be in constant communication with National Grid and other agencies working throughout the weekend to keep you safe and let you know about big power outages in the area. And the recommendation from many agencies today was to have enough essentials and food on stock at your house to last you for about 72 hours. Live in Providence, I'm Kate Walsh, Eyewitness News.